what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my Jyoti and welcome back to the video series on classic science. The chapter that we are going to cover today is our motion chapter. That is a physics chapter. Okay, that is chapter that comes in the category of physics of your classic science. Motion and measurement of distances. This is a very easy chapter, very small chapter. In fact, we are going to cover this entire chapter in one go with fun. So this video is going to help you as a boosters for your examination in case if you have any examination in which this chapter is included, or if you have any school test in which this chapter is included, you can just watch this entire video as a booster. And I will not forget to tell you guys that the link for the doubt solving form is in the description box. So if you have any doubt regarding this chapter, you can write me down in the description box below. The link for the suggestion form is also in the description box, so please do check it out. Please do fill the first suggestion form if you have any suggestion regarding my teaching, or if you want any videos of your choice. And the session notes is also in the description box, plus the link for the live quiz is also in the description box. So please do not forget to check it out, visit that links and have fun. Watch the entire video and let us begin. So let us begin with the chapter motion and measurement of distances. So in this chapter, the very first section in which we are going to discuss about motion, and in the second section we are going to discuss about how to measure distances, what exactly are distances and everything about it. Let us begin with the very first section, that is introduction to motion. And here we go, people. A body is in a state of rest when it does not change its position with respect to time. For example, here is a box. Here I am taking an example as a box. So this box isn't moving, thus is at a stationary position. Stationary position means position at rest when it is not moving. So this will be said that this box is at rest. Now when I push this box, when I am pushing this box, then what will happen to this box? This box will start moving, and at that moment of time when this box will start moving, I can say that this box is not at rest now. It is in motion because it is moving at respect to time. So in order to write the definition, you can say that a body is said to be in motion when it changes its position with respect to time. Means it is changing its position, of course it is, but it is changing its position with respect to time, people. So this is all you have to remember about motion. Now let us discuss the story of transport. How exactly is the story of transport? So this is a thing about long ago. Before, people used to transport using their walk only, using their legs, we can say. So because there was nothing like machines and everything or automobiles that can help them to transport, so walking is really a tough thing, because walking is not always easier, right? If you have to cover long distances, then walking will not always help. So this was only the people used to think before, but still there was no other choice. They had to walk and go. And in order to carry some goods, what they used to do, they used to take help of animals. Okay, they used to take help of animals or carry by themselves only. So this is about it. Now then what happened? The revolution took place, and when the revolution took place, the will came to existence. Means the discovery of will took place, and once the discovery of will took place, then other things like carts and the bullock carts, then different things that are driven by animals, those type of modes of transport took place. Now then after, once the technology came to existence, then automobiles like bikes, scooter, cars, all of this took place, your helicopters and everything. Before, people used to use rafts and ship boats, we can say, in a sense. They used to use rafts and boats to travel in water, because they cannot just swim in water and go, right? So they used to use this modes of transport, but it was not very high, high qualified and high design. But once the man came to know different things, they started to make boats that were a shape of a streamlined shape, that had a streamlined shape. What is streamlined shape? You have already learned in chapter 8, body movements. Streamlined shape is something that a fish has, right? A fish and birds, they have this type of shape so that they can easily swim, and that the same shape was used in order to make your boats and ships and your rafts. Moving on, measuring length. Now let us learn about how to measure length. So first of all, let us learn the basics of it. Here it goes, people. Distance is the measure of how far along, something means anything can be possible. Like for example, let us take an example and understand this particular concept so that you guys can be even better in this. So just a second, and here it goes, people. Here is a box. Okay, here is a box, and not a box. Let us take this as a car. Let us take this as a car. So here is a car. So what now the car has to do is the car has to move, because of course why do you use car? You use car to go from one place to another, right? So now what are we going to do is we are going to go to from town A to town B. So let us keep it as the car is standing at a place where the town A begins. Okay, the town A begins. So वो जहाँ पे खड़ी है car, that is the place where that is town A, and then the car, it travels long. It travels 2 kilometers and then it reaches town B. Of course, it travels 2 kilometers and then it reaches town B. So now it is asking that what is the distance? The distance will be 2 kilometers. What exactly is distance? So distance is something that something has traveled. How far something has traveled? So it has traveled 2 kilometers. But through what we have to understand this. So we have to understand this, the between, this is something in between. पहले कार यहाँ पे थी, फिर कार यहाँ पे है, तो बीच का distance कितना हुआ, that you have to say, right? This is distance. So here it was in town A to B. So the side at which it was before was town A, and the side which after it came to know that of course it went to that particular site, after that in between it covered 2 kilometers. Okay, so this is the two places, the town A and town B, and in between them the distance you have to tell here. Now, length can be measured in terms of a unit. Unit, what exactly is unit? So, there are some units, like some very common and well-known units like meter, centimeter, millimeters and kilometers. Okay. So, meter, so first of all, let's go from smallest to highest. Okay. So, millimeter, it's the smallest one. Then comes the centimeter. This is the first one, then this is the second. Then meter, third one, and then kilometer is the highest one. Millimeter is very small. Okay, it's very small, as you can understand through the word milli. Centimeter is, of course, it is also very small, but of course greater than millimeter. Meter is also small, not very small. Of course, it is greater than centimeters. And then comes the kilometer, that we usually use to in order to speak about long distances. And one more important thing, people, let us understand it here. So, meter. So, 1 meter is equal to how much kilometer? How much kilometer? So, you must be aware of those things. 1 centimeter is equal to how much meter? And 1 millimeter is equal to how much centimeter? So these are the things that you have to be aware of. So millimeter, 1 millimeter, we can say like 1000 millimeter, 100 millimeter. Let's take it 100 millimeter. That will be equal to 1 centimeter. Here it goes, people. Look at here. 100 millimeter will be equal to 1 centimeter. While we can say that 1000 meter will be equal to 1 kilometer. 1000 meter will be equal to 1 kilometer. So this is something that you need to remember, because of course it's very important for your education, for your studying. Now, traditional ways of measuring length. So what the people used to do in ancient times, at that time they had technology was of course not that much developed. So what they actually used to do? So in the traditional method, they used to measure the distances using one's foot. So that is not, of course, a good way, because through that you are not going to get the exact thing, or other body parts like your hands and fists and everything, or your palms, right? But it was not a consistent, because of course the sizes and the lengths may differ from one person to other, and it does lack uniformity as well. Now standard unit, that is known as your SI unit. Okay, that is known as your SI unit. What is it? So a meter is the SI unit of length. Meter, length is the distance of something. For example, here is a table. So what is the length of that table? So the length of the table will be the distance from this point to this point. Okay, so this is your length. So must be possible the table is of 2 meter. Okay, must be possible the table is of 5 meter. Must be possible the table is of 18 meter. So this is something a length, what length is. Now what is the SI unit of length? A meter is the SI unit of length. It has 100 equal division. Okay, it has 100 equal divisions known as centimeter, because 1 centimeter, no, let us say 100 centimeter. Okay, let's say 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. So we can say that meter has 100 division, and those 100 divisions are your centimeter. Means 1 centimeter will not be equal to even a meter. Okay, to measure large distances we use kilometers, because in order to measure large distances you can just not go for using centimeters, because of course the unit will go so high, right? Moving on, how to measure with no mistakes, because of course in measurement we do a lot of mistakes, but now let us learn about how can we measure things without doing any mistakes. So people, here it goes, here comes the slide. So scale must be in contact with the object being measured. So for example, here is an example that I will try to give you people. Here I have a piece of piece of paper. Okay, I have a rectangular piece of paper and I want to measure its length. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a scale. I can just use a scale here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a scale. Now I'm going to place the scale equally to it. I'm going to place the scale equally to it, something like this way. And once I place my scale equally to this, now I can easily measure it. I can easily read it out, recognize it through help of this scale. So this is only something that is given here also. If scales are broken or the zero mark is not visible, it can lead to a zero error, because of course your scale must be very well, it must not be broken, and the zero mark is of course necessary. Then measuring from a different mark must be carried out. For example, here I have a scale, and in that particular scale the zero mark is not there. Directly 1 centimeter starts. Of course there is no scale available in the world such that, but if you go through something like this, let me tell you, and here is a 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, the marks are given something like this. So now what you are going to do is, the 0 centimeter is not present here. Okay, the 0 must be mentioned, but it is not mentioned. So now in order to know that, you are just going to measure the piece of paper that you want, and if it is coming till 4 centimeter, if piece of paper is this much, it is coming till 4 centimeter, then it will be not 4 centimeter. You have to you have to spell it as 3 centimeter. Okay, you have to subtract 1 from it, so you have to spell it as 3 centimeter. In this way you can just carry out measurement. The correct reading will be obtained by subtracting the value of the full mark considered as 0, as we have done, right? While measuring, the eye must be exactly above the point. For example, here, if here is the scale, then your eye should not be here and was visible. Your eye should not be here. Okay, these are the wrong positions. Your eye should be here. This is the right position. This way you have to measure it. Okay, people. Now, how to measure a curved line? Of course, we have now learned about how to measure a straight line. But we also need to measure curved line at some moment of time, or at some cases we can say. So let us learn about that as well. Curved lines cannot be measured using meter scale, because if there is a curved line and you are measuring it using a scale, for example, you are using a scale, then this curved line will be like this, and if till here it is coming 10 centimeter, this is not how much the curved line is, so this will be totally incorrect. So please do not do this type of such mistakes. So for that, a string or a thread can be used in order. So how can that help? Let us understand it from here. So as you can see in this picture given, there is a curved line. Okay, this is a curved line. So what you will do is, first of all, you will measure that curved line. How we are going to measure here? Here it goes, people. So you are going to place a string. A string, matlab a thread you have to take, and you have to place it place it in the side of that curve line. Express कर दोगे. For example इतना आपने लिया वो string, ठीक है. The green colored one is the thread that I'm using. And this white color one is your curved line that I have to measure. So I'm going to use that thread and I'm going to do it like this, something like this. And then after I'm going to straighten that thread. उसको सीधा करके रख दूंगी. And then I'm going to place that straight thread besides a scale, and then I'm going to measure. Then I will get it as 15 centimeter. Of course, then what will happen if I get it as 15 centimeter, for example, then that is the correct thing that I had to that I had to find. So this will be the measurement. Motion and its types. What are the different types of motion? When a body is moving in a straight line, it is called rectilinear motion. Rectilinear means if something is moving in a straight line. For example, here is a car that is in a straight line, it is moving. So the motion is something when it's moving. So that will be your rectilinear motion. Now, when an object is following a circular path, it is called circular motion. For example, I am riding a scooty. Okay, for example, I'm riding a scooty, and what I'm doing with the scooty, do you know, people? I'm riding it in a circular path. So that will be my circular motion. Okay, if I'm riding it in a circular path, that will be my circular motion. Now, moving on with that note, when an object moves to and fro. What is to and fro? We are going to learn. From and mean a constant position or repeats the motion, it is called a periodic motion. Now let us learn about periodic motion. That is very important. Like pendulum, you must have observed a pendulum. So here the example goes, people. Something like that is moving from to fro, means if something is like this, first of all it will move here, then it will come here back. It is moving in this semicircular position. This is the to position, then this will be the fro position. Okay, and then it will come back to this original place. This is the original place. This motion is known as your periodic motion. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video and you have found this video informative. If you did, then do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit on that like button. People, share this video, and do not forget to tell me the comments below how was the video, and the doubt solving form link in description so that your doubts are instantly resolved. The suggestion form link in description so that you can give me your suggestions, as well as the session notes. Plus the link for quiz is in the description, so do not forget to check it out. So let's meet in our next video. Till then, take it, and bye guys.